You know how people on LinkedIn are always like, oh, let's schedule a virtual coffee chat. Let's schedule a virtual coffee chat. Yeah, that's what this is. That's what this is. Hey, hey, welcome to Coffee Chats with Tahjma VanBuren. Um, actually, the name of that is probably just going to be with Tajma. But we're having a coffee chat, okay? We are, you think of this as our intro to one another. I don't know who you are, you don't know who I am, and we're going to vibe this out. So, this is our very first episode of Coffee Chats with Tahjma VanBuren. I feel like I have to say my full name because otherwise, I don't know, there's something to my full name. So we're going to keep that in there. We're going to spend this time talking about who you are, who I am, and why you should even listen or care to listen to this podcast or watch this podcast if you're over on YouTube. And I'm so grateful that you're here. So, let's start with you. You are a small business owner. You are a service provider and you have a very specific zone of genius that you offer to the world, that you stay in. You are an event planner, a tax professional, a life coach, a business coach, and you spend so much time trying to get people to spend time and money and their attention with you. Because those are the three currencies that we truly have. Or really, the three currencies are time, meaning their attention, their money, and their data. However, you never signed up to do that. You never signed up to be a digital marketer. You never signed up to be a content creator, as people like to call them now. You never signed up to create email newsletters every single week. But you did sign up to put together a really great charcuterie board. You did sign up to help people save so much money on their taxes every single year. You did sign up, or every quarter. If anybody knows if you can put a dog as a dependent on your taxes, let me know. Because the way these treats are becoming like a true line item, it's crazy. You did not, you signed up to be a creative. You signed up to solve people's problems in a very specific way. One of the things that I'm interacting with so many different people who are service-based business owners is they're finding out that, okay, I offer something good. I figured out how to solve a problem, but now how do I get people to find me? How do I create, why am I creating a whole other task list in order for me to just post one social media post? Why do I need to now spend all this time getting on people's podcasts in order for people to find out that I exist? It's a whole other thing. Not to mention, as a service provider, we spend half of our time doing everything that I just mentioned, and then the other portion of our time is spent proving to people, or feeling like we have to prove to people that what we offer is actually useful, because people can't touch and feel and truly see the things that we are offering to them, because it's our intellectual property. It's everything that it's our lived experience, it's our work experience, it's our we had the problem ourselves and had to figure out what the answer was, and then said, oh, I want to help other people figure out this answer for themselves too. So it's a whole thing. That's who you are. Now, here's who I am in relation to who you are. I am your new favorite podcast host. I am your go-to digital marketer. I am the person that you call on when you're trying to figure out what the heck is search engine optimization. I'm the person that you call on when you're trying to figure out how do I become a podcast guest if I don't want to actually start a podcast, but I want to use the power of podcasting in order to get my name out there, get my brand out there, talk about what I do as a human, as a entrepreneur, as a freelancer, whatever that looks like for you. That's me. And we're going to spend this time together. We're going to maximize this podcasting space together in order to figure out. Every episode, we are unpacking opportunities for you to do something very tangible in your marketing strategy that you can implement and then go off and be back into your own zone of genius. I'm not trying to help you become a marketer. And anybody that's listening for information of that, that's probably not what you're going to learn here. I'm trying to give you very tangible news insights, very tangible action items of what you can do right now to change the trajectory of how people are finding you online in the digital space. So we're going to do that with some video essays, with coffee chats like this, where it's just you and I really unpacking a very specific idea and making it actionable, as well as guests. So people that are experiencing a lot of the same things that you are. They are also service providers. I have several people that are already lined up to share their expertise. So if you there's different tax professionals and other people who are really good at sales that are going to drop some little knowledge that you can use for your own particular business. And I'm so excited for you. And I'm so excited for us and this unpacking that we're going to experience. So here's a little bit of background information on me so that you know, why should I trust what this girl has to say? I am also a service provider. I do digital marketing, specializing in SEO and podcast management. And so when I say I get the idea of trying to figure out how do I get you to understand that what I'm offering you, and this is why this is the price, and this is the impact that I can offer you with everything that's up in my noggin, I get it. Secondly, I started my entire journey as a blogger. Okay? Lil Tahjma was blogging at, I want to say I was somewhere between 10 and 12, blogging about youth activism because I was really gung-ho about we need to be able to the youth, what do they say, the youth is wasted on the youth, something like that. You know what quote I'm trying to get to. But I started in that space because I really wanted to be able to impact people of my same age and get us to truly care about something. And truly care about something in the way of, you see a problem out in the world, whether that's disability rights, whether that's racism or sexism, whatever the thing is, environmentalism, whatever the thing is, care about it and then do something about it. So with all of this blogging, I got really good at building websites. I was also one of those Tumblr children. So coding the back end, MySpace, coding the back end, changing the color on all the things, which is how I started doing search engine optimization without truly realizing what it was. I was doing the work before I knew that the work had a name for itself. So that's how that started. But then YouTube came along. And YouTube said, video is king. We don't want the blogs anymore. I don't know if you remember, but there was a wave of people, particularly like moms and natural hair bloggers, who went from blogging on a website on WordPress.com and Tumblr.com. They went from blogging to YouTube because video was king and nobody really wanted to read anymore. So I said, okay, well, what do I do now? How do I navigate this space? I don't know that I really want to make this happen. So hiatus with that, which then turned into podcasting, because that felt like, okay, I feel like I'm talking out my little thoughts. I feel like I'm talking out my little essays that I would write on my blog. And I found a home with other people and other service providers who were impacting the way that I saw myself and the way that I felt heard and acknowledged. So from the friend zone, I have laughed every single time I have listened to one of their episodes. Without a doubt, I'm going to laugh probably within the first 2 minutes. Secondly, then I really got into NPR's Modern Love. Now, if you listen to NPR's Modern Love, I'm pretty sure it's NPR, Modern Love podcast, they go through all of these different essays that people are writing about how they found love, lost love, lust, all these different things. And the writing is superb. And that is when I fell in love with, okay, not only can I podcast, not only can I create community for myself, not only can I influence the way that people interact with the rest of the day, because I'm listening to Friend Zone throughout the day. Not only can I hear people's stories and hear how other people are impacted every single day, I I could do this myself, which is where SEO and blogging and podcasting all come to match. Now, how did we get to sitting and wanting to do this, not for like pop culture podcasting? So whenever I tell people, oh yeah, I do podcast management, they're like, oh, pop culture and all these other mainstream podcasts. Yes, that's a part of it. However, I focus on service providers and particularly small businesses that are wanting to amplify their voice. You're probably answering a lot of the same questions over and over and over. So instead, you can offer a podcast episode. You could tell somebody, oh, actually, I talked about that on this episode. Here's a link and here's the quick answer, but I go deeper into what all of this means on this episode. Or I've met so many people who don't necessarily want to spend hours upon hours. You can spend upwards of 20 hours a week just recording and editing and posting content online. But with podcasting, you don't necessarily have to do that. Spend 2 hours a week recording one episode, upload that episode, and then if you're doing it right, you can get 6 to 7 different clips from a single podcast recording. And I think that is incredible. So I coax people through all of that and how to use it to share their own story of their business and how to create your own billboard and not wait for other people to create the billboard for you to pay them to post your information. So I am on a mission to help people like you, people like my own mom, who's an event planner, who has I've watched this woman she learned how to build websites because she couldn't find someone that was going to build it the way that she wanted, one, but then two, had good customer service, had a good follow through, all the things. So she said, forget it. I'll build it myself, just like a mom or just like a woman, really. So I watched her build all of these things. And I watched her step so far out of her own zone of creativity in order to help other people, or help herself rather, to build something that she shouldn't have had to go and build, that she didn't quite have the time and the energy to pour back into her own creativity as an event planner, as a host. And something about that really resonated with me, where I said, okay, Tahjma, you have all of these skills in SEO, in website development, in podcast management, in content creation. Get to work, mama. So this is me getting to work. And this is one of our coffee chat vibes that we're going to have moving forward on this podcast. I've already shared with you what you can expect on this podcast, marketing insights with actionable items for you to put in place and then go back to your own little zone of genius. Interviews from other service providers like you, as well as real knowledge on how to keep humanity in your marketing. Because there's a lot of people who know how to do search engine optimization. However, they're building content for algorithms. They're building websites for algorithms and forget completely that there is a human being that is going to see your website. There's a human being that's going to interact with your content. Those 9 likes that you keep getting on social media, those are 9 individual people, even if 3 of them are you from your other pages. Individual people, they all count. And we need to remember that marketing, commenting and connecting and engaging with true living beings, and stop treating it as though it's something out there. No, come back. You're selling to individual people. You're marketing to individual people. You're solving real people's problems. So that's all I have for that. So here's what I need you to do right now. If you see me looking off to the side, it's because I got my notes. I got to keep myself accountable. Here's what I need you to do right now. If you want to be a guest on the show, on Coffee Chats with Tahjma VanBuren, please send me an email. Check out the show notes and shoot me an email and tell me about what it is that you do and how I can be helpful to you. I would love to have you on the show, and if we're a brand match, we'll make it happen. Second, leave a 5-star podcast review and tell me what you're looking forward to hearing. I'll use that as an opportunity to build content that actually will resonate with you. And if you are on YouTube, leave a comment and let me know where you are watching this from or listening to this from. That also helps me with making content that actually resonates with who you are as a person. So before we head out, I'm going to leave you with a faith note. Everything that my company does is rooted in faith, and it all stems from this verse, Matthew 17:20. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. It will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Listen, it takes a whole lot of faith to get up every day and create from your mind. It takes a whole lot of faith to get up every day and create job opportunities for other people, to create solutions for your clientele. It takes a whole lot of faith to get up every day and not know where your next invoice is going to come from, but you have decided that you are committed to showing up and doing the work. Let's move a mountain, okay? Because believe it or not, we probably already have. You've been listening to Coffee Chats with Tahjma VanBuren from iMoves Management, a marketing agency serving small business owners. This episode was written, hosted, produced, and edited by me, Tahjma VanBuren. If you want to learn more about anything you heard on the show, schedule your content or SEO audit, or get resources to take action on your marketing strategy for your small business, go to iMovesmanagement.com. Thank you to our listeners for supporting the show. Bye.